Hello fellow junk lovers, stuff collectors, and kids at heart. This is not my normal kind of video. I normally make toy and doll unboxing videos on this YouTube channel, but today I'm going to show you a very different kind of video. I've decided to start making some more vlog style videos that kind of show you my life and the things that I'm working on. I think that it's kind of interesting, all the things I'm working on. So I just want to share it with the world and see if anyone can get some motivation from it. Or, maybe my mess will be so bad, it will make other people feel better about their messes. Really, I just want to inspire and motivate people. And I think sharing my crazy journey with my mess could help and inspire people. I know it doesn't exactly fit on a toy channel, but I don't want to start another YouTube channel for this. I kind of already have. I have 4 YouTube channels right now. 3 of them I post on consistently. So yeah, I don't want to start another channel for this. So if you don't want to watch this series, feel free to just watch the toy videos. But if you want to see into my real life, feel free to follow this journey. This is going to be the first in a lot of videos that I'm making. In this video, I'm going to show you my yard, which doesn't sound like much because, a yard, it's just a yard, right? Well, we live on 10.9 acres, so our yard is rather large compared to probably the average yard of other people. But I think it's going to be interesting to show you. This video is going to be the yard. The next video is going to be inside all the buildings around my property, which you're going to see when you see the video of the yard. And then the next video will be upstairs in my house. Then we're going to do downstairs in my house. I'm going to share every chaotic, horrible mess that I have. I want to be really open about it, and I want to show you the process of me trying to fix all of these things and just hope that it inspires other people. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and without further ado, here's my yard. Okay guys, we're gonna start our outside tour in the front yard, and you're gonna hear a lot of bugs, probably a lot of birds, probably some dogs barking, maybe some cars driving by, but I can't really help that. This is my small fenced-in area, which I have to keep the grass cut super short. This is where my little dogs come outside to use the potty. I've got a fence around it because the last thing I want is them trying to run away and escape. We've got a kid's gate on the porch so they can't go off the porch. It sounds like there is a very angry bird over there right now. Something is screaming. As you can see, I really need to paint this furniture. I need to cut down that dead bush. It's just, constant work, constant battle. You can imagine, with all the dogs that come out here, every day is a constant scooping poop battle. Maybe that's TMI, but if we're being real and we're being authentic, that's usually a big part of my day. As you can see, I have a very small front porch. I am not loving that. I would love to someday try to expand this and make it bigger and better. And you can see I need to pick up some trash because, yep, I just threw those pizza boxes outside. Both of these vehicles need some work, but they both mostly work overall. This is our tractor. That's how we cut our grass. Not a great efficient way to cut grass very short, but you know what? It cuts grass. That truck is completely broken down. It needs a lot of work. The mice have done unspeakable damage to it. They've eaten out all the wiring, so, it's a whole thing. This is my scrap metal pile, which needs to be taken somewhere. It's getting quite out of hand and not amazing. These shelves I just got out of my warehouse. They're going to go in that tan building over there, but that's a whole nother project to talk about. These are all just soaps that had soap leak on them, so I've got to rinse them off, so they're laying in the driveway. Yeah, that's the kind of crazy stuff I have going on. There's our little front yard beyond our fenced-in front yard, because we do have a wraparound driveway, which is pretty nice. Over here, we have a ton of stuff that needs to be cleaned up and cut down. Our property line ends about back where that tree is. All of this needs to be cut down so that you can see the fence over there. That's the end of our property. Right now, it's just a big old mess. I do want to say what you just heard was one of my big dogs demanding I come and see them. That's where we're going to end this outside tour. As you can see, there has been some trees that have fallen down. You can kind of see where there's missing gaps in the trees. You can see where there's some on top of this building, which is really not great. I'm really lucky it didn't squish the building. Definitely got to get that fixed. I can now hear my little dogs howling inside because I've made too much noise. This white building is entirely full of donations. I do plan on showing you what's inside of all these buildings in other videos. Here's a sneak peek through the window. There's just piles of stuff that I'm giving away. I do plan on turning this into a YouTube studio, but that's just a whole nother project that I'm working on. Over here we have a second building that we need to move before another tree falls on it. We're going to turn it into just a tool and outdoor supply building. Right now it has a ton of holiday decorations and tools inside of it. Clearly, I need to cut down these crazy trees that are trying to take over my carport right now. That's a bit of a disaster. There's just never any lack of projects to do here. You can see where I started cutting in front of this, so it's a little further back. Not quite as horrible as the front half. Over here we have a dog pen that I had to buy when my dog had parvo and was quarantined from the other dogs. But now you can see stuff has grown up inside of it, so I need to cut everything down inside of it, move that pen. Here's some yard art that I made for my sister's baby shower, which was, I guess, 12 years ago. So yeah, those are kind of really damaged from being outside for a while, so I'm gonna have to throw them in the burn pile, which is super sad to have to burn your art, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. There's a lawnmower that we got years ago that's broken down that needs to be dug out and dealt with. Here we have another truck that is super broke down. I think my husband only paid like $500 for it, but it needs a whole lot of work and it has sat here for a while, so it's kind of starting to sink into the ground. Definitely not great. You can see where he pulled out the seats and threw them in the back. Also definitely not great. I don't know what to tell you. As if we don't have enough of projects, there's another project. And here's where an entire tree fell down. Over there you can see where just parts of the tree have fallen, but over here an entire tree out of this line fell down. So really got to cut this up and burn it because it is an insane amount of wood and sticks and leaves. I really want to cut down all these trees eventually. They've gotten too tall. They're just falling over one by one. But you know, that's another day. We also have a dead tree over here, but so many little trees have grown up around it that you can hardly see the dead tree anymore. I need to take care of that. This is a pile of brush that I cut down the other day that needs to go in the burn pit. I need to clean out around this gazebo over here. And that tree, used to you could walk around the bottom of that tree, not so much right now. This gazebo would be really nice if we could clean it up and keep it nice, but you know, it's kind of a disaster right now. We've got a tree right here that's grown up the side of it. I definitely need to get a chainsaw probably for that one because it's real thick at the bottom already. Here's the back side of the carport. I just cleaned out all of that the other day. That was grown up super tall. That's where that brush pile came from. So you can see I'm trying to work on it and make it nicer, get it to where you can see the bird baths again. Everything's always a work in progress. This little pole would be really cool covered in bird feeders and looking nice, but right now it just looks like a rusty hot mess. Over here, let's look in the actual gazebo for a second. It is such a disaster, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't think anyone's come in here for about 3 years. I put brand new cushions on these chairs, invited over my family. It went horribly wrong and no one's come back. So at this point, these cushions all need to go in the trash. We've got a bird's nest that fell down right here. As you can see, up around the top, the birds do like making nests in here, which I feel like is actually kind of cool, but I don't ever come out here, so it's not like I ever see them. I would love to clean this up and actually come out here. I think that would be fun. I would love to re-screen it in and do something nice. Right now, it just It just looks like garbage. I mean, look, there's a tree growing through the window. There's a dog house that I put here years ago before one of my dogs disappeared. We're not going to talk about that sadness right now. Clearly, I need to clean this sidewalk because that's a disaster. Here's my back porch that really needs to be cleaned up. We've got a lot of stuff that'll go in that tan tool building once we get it moved and organized. There's a ton of work that needs to be done over here, obviously. Back over here is the other side of that big tree that I said used to you could walk around. Used to you could walk around this gazebo, walk around this tree. Not so much right now. Definitely need to work on that. You can see just barely through the woods, through the weeds here, there's a small broken down shed there that I need to clear out. It's still got some holiday and outdoor stuff inside of it. And you can kind of see, let's just zoom in. That tall spot there, that's where my burn pile is. Yeah, we need to cut around that and burn that. I need to have a crazy fire day. The back of our property is way back beyond those tall trees. I can't even begin to get over here, which is very frustrating because I would love to show you some of the back of the property. But yeah, it's a little scary right now, if I'm being honest, especially for me because I am allergic to so many things. I'm allergic to so many bugs. Yeah, here's the front of that building. The wind actually blew the doors off, so the doors aren't even on there anymore. It's just an entire disaster. We do have a giant gun range down there, and someday I'll show you that, but right now there is no chance of me getting to that. Off to the side of the broken shed, we have a separate garage that we were using for my husband's classroom when he was teaching gun permit classes and NRA classes. It has not been used in a while. We now refer to it as Ratigan's Lair or Slytherin Headquarters, and by those names you can reasonably deduce what creatures are living inside of there. I definitely need to clean that out real bad. You can see I have a ton of weeds here I need to cut down so you can see the nice rose bushes. You can kind of see a few pink flowers in there. There are nice rose bushes there. You just can't tell right now. Over here to the side of the building, this used to be another place where you could have just walked down to the gun range. Clearly things need to be cut. It is just a super crazy disaster, let's be honest. Here's another angle of the messy back porch, and here you can see we actually have stairs down to our basement, so we actually have 2 back doors and 2 front doors on this house, which I find so weird. You can definitely see down there I need to cut some plants or pull some plants up, honestly, because there should not be plants growing down there, but you know, whatever. Here's a bunch of tall stuff that needs to be taken care of. There's vines on the house that needs to be taken care of. We need to figure out how to kill this tree. We got it cut down, but it refuses to die. So yeah, we got to figure out how to make it die. That's on the list of projects to do. Over here you can see another nice rose bush. If I could clean up all the horrible plants, we could have some really nice plants everywhere, but you know, time. There's never enough time. Here's a random satellite dish that was here when we moved in that still lives here. I need to cut all this grass because you can see right there in those weeds is the propane tank for winter, so need to get that filled up before winter. Here we have my warehouse. This is a 20 by 30 building, 1,500 square foot of mess that I need to deal with right now. I have been working so hard on this. I will definitely be showing you what's inside of there in another video. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more of my mess, because let's face it, there's a lot. You can already see by the pile of boxes there that I've been cleaning stuff out. I've got some stuff I need to break down and throw away or burn and get rid of. And over here, the side of the house, more vines that need to be cut down and taken care of. There we have the side view of the little dog fence. You can see we're Got that tree cut down, but we need to kind of eliminate the trunk part of it because it's attracting so many bugs. And like I said, I am not a big fan of bugs because they try to kill me in so many ways. There's another tree we got cut down. This stuff has grown all over that we need to take care of. Now the dogs are going to yell at me because we're getting really close to them. This is the spot where I plan on moving my YouTube studio, but I've got to eliminate these trees that have grown up around this light pole. That's a little project that needs to be done. Hi, babies. Hi, babies. Here you can see our big dog fence. Our property goes back to where those big trees are, way back there. We need to cut that field down. It's a big mess right now. There's some more stuff that I threw out of the building as I've been cleaning in here. I've got some twin size mattresses I got to get rid of. This is the trimmer I was cutting grass with the other day when the wheels fell off, because that's my kind of luck. Here are my beautiful big dogs. As you see, they live in a big, large fenced in area. The area they're fenced into is bigger than a lot of people's yards. We are lucky that we have enough property that we can fence in this much just for our big dogs to have a home. This is Duke, or Duke. This is Duke, we call him Duke. This is Perdita, we call her Perdita. This is Pongo, yep, he's just Pongo. And this is Kit, we call him Kit Kat. As you see, they are ready for some snacks. I usually bring them a biscuit or some kind of special food every day when I come out here. You can see they have more dog houses than there are dogs, more food bowls than there are dogs. I try to make sure they have more than they could ever possibly need. They are my babies. I love them. Even if they're outside dogs, I want to make sure they have enough attention and love and get everything they want. Well, guys, that's my outside tour. I know it was crazy. Let me know in the comments, what did you think about this outside tour? Could you handle this much yard work? Do you love yard work? Do you hate yard work? Kit Kat, I'm trying to film an outro, bud. How cute are my big dogs? I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you subscribe and come back to see the rest of my crazy journey of cleaning and organizing and getting to the point that I can do daily YouTube videos, because that's my real goal. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time.